Hello and good morning. If you're a returning viewer, I would like to say thank you for the support. If you like this content, please hit the like button or leave a comment below if you would like me to go over a particular subject. Otherwise, if you're a new viewer, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you enjoy this content to continue to get more of it. Otherwise, let's get started and let's talk about DNF. We've already spoken about this subject a couple times before, but we're going to dive deep into this. So what is DNF? DNF is the Red Hat utility we use to install applications, search for applications, manage them, uninstall them, and a bunch of other useful things. If you're going to be managing Linux servers, you should definitely know some of the feature sets of DNF. We're not going to cover everything. I don't have time for that. We are going to cover the essentials you need. One of the most useful utilities or subcommands of DNF is the search function. Let's say we wanted to find a web browser and install it from the command line. To do that, we could do DNF search web browser, and we give it a second, and we got no results because I did not spell that right. So learn how to spell, boys. And there we go. As you can see, we have links, which is a text-based web browser. And that brings us to our next utility. Let's say we wanted to install this utility right here. How will we do that? We do DNF install linx, and then we hit yes to install it. And there we go. We were both able to find a web browser and get it installed in a couple of seconds. See why I love Linux so much, boys? Very easy to use. What if there is a file inside of a package? I know that file's name, but I do not know the package name. DNF uses the what provides subcommand to let us search inside of packages to find those files. Let's walk through an example. We could do DNF what provides and then /container file, and it's going to look through all those packages and it's going to show us all the packages that contain container files. So for instance, we have platform sets, network namespaces, group. There's a bunch of different packages that have a file called container file. We could do the same thing if we were to do /config, and you'll see it shows us all the packages that have a config file inside of them, which is a lot. What if we wanted to get some general information about a package? The DNF info command provides us that utility. So we were to do DNF info linx for the application we installed just a few minutes ago. You'll see we get the package name, we get the version, we get the release date, right? We even get the architecture. This is all very useful information. On Windows, if you want to see all your applications, you can go to Control Panel, Programs and Features, and get a quick view of all the apps you have installed on your Windows computer. Linux has a slightly easier method. You can simply do DNF list. So if we were to do DNF list, this is a list of all the installed packages on our server right now. Very useful. We can even get more specific with DNF list by doing DNF list r*, and it'll list all the packages that start with R. So it's a very useful utility. Before we continue, we should talk about package groups. What are package groups? Package groups are essentially a collection of packages grouped together to make achieving a desired result easier. So for instance, if you wanted to use your server as a virtualization server, you would download the virtualization package group. If you wanted to make a server have graphics, like a GUI, you would download the GUI group. Let's list those groups as an example. So that would be DNF group list. And as you can see, we have different group lists. We have server, minimal install, workstation, virtualization host. We even have server with GUI. It also lists the groups we have currently installed, which is for container management, headless management, and system tools. Now that we have a list of groups, it would be useful if we get some information about a group if we didn't necessarily know what it did. So for instance, I don't know what this smart card support group does. So I could do DNF group info and paste. And look at that. It lists the packages inside of that group so we can actually see what packages it's installing when we go to install that group. Now, we know how to install packages, we know how to search for them. How do we update packages? There's a command for that, DNF update. So if we were to do DNF update, it would show us all the applications on our server that currently have updates available. So we could do Y, and you'll see it go ahead and starts downloading all our different updates. What if that update broke one of our packages? Well, we can fix that by simply uninstalling it and reinstalling a lower version. First, to uninstall, we do DNF remove linx, for that text web browser we installed earlier, right? And you see it prompts if we want to remove, we click yes, and there we go. That removed the package. Having removed the package, how do we go about cleaning up all the metadata and other information from that package? Well, there's a command for that. Like there's a command for basically everything on Linux. We can do dnf clean all, right? And you can see we had 35 files removed. Pretty simple. And that's it. If you've gone through this video, it took you about 5 minutes. So thank you for paying attention for so long. I applaud you. Your attention span is truly Herculean. Now, if you enjoy this content, please go ahead and hit subscribe. If you like it, please go ahead and hit like. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video where we talk about the RPM command, which is a slightly older version of DNF, but it does give you a lot more control over your packages.